like it's very, very different culture, and everything's so different there. So they produce a lot of the food that we eat in this country. It gets imported here, so exported there. And basically the scale and the variation across the country was absolutely mind-blowing for me. The difference between Buenos Aires region and the La Pampa in Argentina, which is probably the best farmland in the world, and then Patagonia in the south, which was like arid and dry and very challenging farming. It was tremendous, yeah, seeing it all there. What did I learn? In Chile, the fruit production was incredible. So they export everything from there to China and Europe. And yeah, it was a bit mind-blowing seeing cherries there being picked when they're ripe. And then they're going to arrive in Holland, I think he said 6 weeks later, then get moved to a supermarket and then have a 2-week shelf life. I don't quite know how that works. And I'd imagine there must be a lot of chemicals or something involved, because their own greengrocers there, the stuff was perishing in like 3 days. And that was the same fruit that was being picked from the orchards and things. So that was interesting to see. And I definitely had to think about that. Also in Chile, in the south, there was like Osorno region, which is very similar to Wales, and a big dairy farming region there. It was good to see just the production really in the warm climate. It was tremendous. And you can see in that La Pampa region in Argentina, they were double cropping. So what we can produce once a year here, they were basically harvesting twice a year in the same field, just from having so much. Wow, the conditions are perfect for growing forage, basically. So it was good to see the difference. Yeah, very, very different. Yeah. The big thing I learned there as well, or I couldn't help but notice, was the people were so much healthier in general. People on the streets were they were beautiful, aesthetic, thin, healthy, vibrant. They looked really good, and they eat loads of meat, like way more than we eat. So beef with, like, all week they're eating beef. There's butchers in every little street corner in those towns in Argentina. And you couldn't help but notice it. You couldn't go there and not notice how different, people on the street looked in the UK. And it's got to be diet. Like, there's nothing else different really. They get a bit more sun, but the diet is very, very different. And I think they're more connected with where their food comes from. And in general, don't think supermarkets are a big thing there. Didn't seem to be many about really. And just loads of small independent shops. I think when you have that, you're more connected with farming anyway. There's just less of a supply chain, less rubbish. Yeah.